Washington will be helping New Mexicans. Then it's been over a week since President Trump ordered National Guard troops to our nation's capital. We have an update on where things stand right now. And we're starting to see those towering clouds once again. Robert, does that mean another round of rain?
Another round of potentially strong scattered thunder showers tonight with brief heavy rainfall, but we shift gears tomorrow as we start to dry out for quite a few days. I'm going to have your detailed forecast. We're live on KTSM 9+, and your news starts right now.
You're watching KTSM 9 News first at 4. Starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+, our digital newscast. I'm Monica Cortez. We do have a lot to get through, but first we begin with the live look outside. Let's go ahead and take you there. This is what it looks like right now. We're starting to see those really nice, beautiful cumulus clouds. Yesterday we got to see some rain. Big question today, Robert, is are we in for another round? You said yes. What can we expect?
These thunder showers could get strong on us, and they could unlock some brief heavy rainfall. So tonight is really the last night of the potential for heavy rain before we dry out. 92 is the temperature at the airport right now. Dew point 57, 31% relative humidity. Of course, with temperatures up into the 90s, we've been 94 so far today. It's hot enough to produce those daily storms, and the rain has been intense in some areas as we zoom in on El Paso County, specifically right here on the east side, right around East Montana, also approaching along 54 into the northeast side of town, and one smaller isolated node over on the west side, not too far from Sunland Park. This is the perfect example of what we could experience tonight. Those rain rates, once it turns orange, that's coming in at about a ½ an inch per hour. Of course, that can flood streets quickly, so exercise caution. Now, tomorrow, very different day. We will have a chance of isolated thunderstorms for our Wednesday, but the temperature goes up as the rain chances come down. I'm going to have your detailed forecast coming up in just a little bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. We actually want to take you outside now using our tech-stop cameras, and this is what we are seeing. Right now, it looks like we are looking at a little bit of slick roads out there. Just make sure you're taking extra time as you're heading on out. Nothing major as of now, but we are starting to see a little bit of those cloudy skies. This is a live picture of I-10 Chelsea. Again, nothing major to slow us down at this hour. Our Homeland Secretary Kristi Noem visited Ruidoso earlier today, getting a first-hand look at flood-damaged neighborhoods. Now, as we've been telling you over the course of the summer, Ruidoso continues to face flash flooding as heavy rain drenched the burn scar areas from last year's South Fork and Salt fires. 3 people died as a result of the flooding, with hundreds of homes and communities being impacted. In response, the federal government issued a major disaster declaration for New Mexico in July to provide funding for communities that experienced damage from those floods. Noem spoke with the local officials and some residents throughout the morning. And to read more on Noem's visit to Ruidoso, simply visit KTSM.com and click on this story. Well, from our border report team, migrant arrests by ICE agents nationwide dropped in July. However, removals saw an increase, and this is all according to newly released data. The average daily bookings from July 1st through the 26th was 990 per day. That's down 19% from the daily bookings in June. Now, these numbers are according to the Transactional Access Records Clearinghouse. The total number of people booked into an ICE detention facility in July was over 31,000. That included more than 27,000 arrested by ICE and close to 4,000 arrested by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Well, El Paso homeowners have been bracing themselves for a tax increase, and that's exactly what was handed down from the county on Monday. County commissioners voted 4-1 to raise the property tax rate. For the average homeowner, that's going to mean just under $12 more on their monthly bill. Last year, the county's tax rate was just under 46 cents per $100 of value. And on Monday, commissioners voted to raise it to nearly 49 cents. But the decision, as you can tell, was not unanimous.
our residents are still struggling. We hear from our residents that they're still struggling. So I feel like raising taxes should be the absolute last resort when we just have no other option.
I don't think that the residents of El Paso should have to have their level of service reduced because the state is not funding us at the level that they need to be funding us.
Now, county officials say the increase is expected to generate about $28 million in additional revenue. The new tax rate will show up on property tax bills this fall. And on September 15th, the county's 2026 budget will be brought to commissioners for approval. Well, in national news, it's been over a week since President Trump ordered National Guard troops to our nation's capital. And in today's Political Minute, News Nation's Mike Viqueira has an update on where things stand today.
More states send National Guard personnel to Washington, D.C. I'm Mike Viqueira, News Nation Washington Bureau Chief. There are about 800 National Guard currently in our nation's capital. That number is about to more than double as 6 states plan to send members of their National Guards to the capital. All 6 led by Republican governors. Governors sending troops say they're happy to support the president's efforts in Washington. Louisiana is sending about 135 personnel. Tennessee will send 160. Between 300 and 400 will come from West Virginia. About 200 come from Mississippi, 150 from Ohio, and 200 from South Carolina. However, our partners at the Hill report that Vermont's Republican governor, Phil Scott, declined to deploy his state's National Guard soldiers to D.C. Critics believe the continued deployment of the National Guard in D.C. is being used as a photo op, noting these Guard members have largely been idle, stationed in low-crime, tourist-heavy areas. I'm Mike Viqueira, and this is the News Nation Political Minute.
Go over to an urgent warning from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission for Labubu collectors. Yeah, these weird little looking things, they're called Labubus, but knockoff plush figures and keychains known as Lafufus pose a choking risk for children. The CPSC says knockoff toys are small enough to fit in a child's mouth and block their airway. The dolls can also break easily and release small pieces that can become a choking hazard. Consumers are advised to stop buying the counterfeit products, which are sometimes called Lafufus. Basically, fakes of the highly sought Labubu items are often sold at a big discount and without an authentic pop-marked sticker or QR code. Well, the Federal Trade Commission is suing ticket resellers for using illegal tactics. The FTC brought the suit against a ticket broker operation for allegedly driving up ticket purchasing limits for tons of popular events and reselling those tickets for significantly higher prices. The scheme is operated by Maryland-based ticket broker Key Investment Group and its affiliated companies, which bypassed Ticketmaster's protections, which resulted in the defendants purchasing over 370,000 tickets in just over a year from Ticketmaster at a cost of nearly $57 million. Well, coming up, we have a new video showing what exactly happened during an incident on the freeway that left one man dead. We read over your thoughts in our daily segment in the comments. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to KTSM 9 Plus, always putting local first.
APR financing for 72 months. Visit 6330 Montana for more details.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, we are back with the story we first told you about yesterday. El Paso police have released new body camera footage in an officer-involved incident that was later determined to be a homicide. Now, we do want to warn you that some viewers may actually find this video difficult to watch. Take a listen.
I'm here. What's wrong? What's wrong? Someone call 911. Yeah, I'm here. Just go and sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Call 911, please. Yeah. Someone call 911, please. What's your badge number, sir? What's your badge number, sir? So down, you're gonna get tased.
Now, as KTSM told you, Xavier Guadalupe Hernandez, the man you're seeing right there on your screen, died by asphyxia due to chest compression while being subdued and restrained by law enforcement. Now, his death was later ruled a homicide, according to an autopsy report obtained by KTSM. In the police body camera footage, you can see Hernandez was being heard repeatedly asking the officer for his badge number. Eventually, the police officer discharged his stun gun at least twice. Once on the ground and subdued by officers, Hernandez is heard complaining of chest pain and then goes silent as an officer continued to press his hand into his neck and upper back. Now, police say Hernandez became unresponsive while he was still being held down, face down. And according to the autopsy results, cocaine was also a contributing factor in Hernandez's death. Now, the incident still remains under investigation as of this afternoon. We did share this hard-to-watch video with all of you through all of our social media pages, and many of you had a lot to say. We're going to begin with Estela Delgado, who writes, he was sick and all the cops around him he told all the cops around him that he couldn't breathe. The next comment, Marco Shapiria writes, he said, call 911 and they tased him over and over. Liz T. Olguin writes, poor child, sounds like he's in distress. Something is not right. That officer should have detected the kid was in distress, having a mental breakdown or perhaps autistic. Marty Duran simply writes, very hard to watch. Now, it is very important to note right now that, as we mentioned before, the investigation into this incident is still being investigated. And we are here at KTSM, of course, we value all of your opinions, and we really do want to hear more from you. So make sure that you're following us on all of our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. Well, up next, we're going to go inside a school cafeteria at Tippin Elementary to learn more about the food they serve your child, why they say nutrition is their top priority. This is KTSM 9+.
I'm Robert Bettis, and you're watching KTSM 9 News, putting local.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
This is a live view from our tower cam. You can see the rain shafts coming down right now. Those rain shafts may turn into some localized intense rainfall and flooding. The thunderstorms tonight could get strong. Of course, we could also experience gusty winds, which stirs up the dust without warning. A last stormy night before we downgraded to isolated thunderstorms for tomorrow. High temperatures today. We made it to 94 so far at the airports, 96 degrees in Juarez today, 89 TRC, 88 Alamogordo, 90 for you, Las Cruces, and 92 for Demick. Right now in Las Cruces, 86 degrees. Of course, you just had thunder showers in the area, cooling things down. Dew point 54. Satellite radar composite. The storm formation coming from northeast, moving toward the southwest overnight tonight, and we have a cluster of storms that's basically widely scattered over Hudspeth County from Van Horn and Sierra Blanca. Just a very intense storm went across I-10 near Sierra Blanca just a few moments ago. We have some pinpoint thunderstorms not too far from Tornillo down there in the valley, and also on the east side we have thunder showers that have cropped up right over East Montana. I think the storms favor this quadrant of El Paso County more than any other quadrant. They've received definitely the most rain. Now look at that intense cell on its way toward Horizon City. Now that's rain rates of over 1 inch per hour, so that can flood streets quickly. Also along 54, just about to pass over the edge of Texas County line there. We've got a pretty decent storm, and that might even have some small hail contamination with it. Of course, the advanced gust fronts are beginning to stir up action on the west side. We've got another storm forming right around Cañetillo right now, down towards Santa Teresa. Over our station here at Sunland Park, we could hear the thunder a little bit earlier. It was really hopping around Oregon along 70 for you, Las Cruces, a little bit earlier. Now that intense rainfall has tapered off, but we'll keep the chance of thunder showers in until late tonight before they finally settle down. Here's your exclusive 9-hour forecast for tomorrow. A very different day. We're going to feel the dew point temperatures drop. Yes, we'll have a chance of isolated area thunderstorms late day, but the rain chances actually begin to go down rather significantly for our Wednesday. High tomorrow should be shooting up to about 98 degrees. Here's your allergy forecast. We go back to the 9s, which of course is in the high range over the next few days. Low temperatures tonight, 50 Cloudcroft, 67 Alamogordo, 69 Demick, and 73 for Juarez and El Paso. High temperatures tomorrow nudging up as we begin to dry out. We still have a big ridge of high pressure over New Mexico. The only reason we're not feeling the effect is because of the cloud cover and moisture. 92 Alamogordo, 95 Demick, 98 for Juarez, and 92 for Van Horn. Tonight for you, Las Cruces, 67 degrees, potentially strong storms with brief, heavy rainfall that could cause some street flooding. Careful. 93, high temperature for tomorrow. You'll see a chance of isolated storms, but the rain chance actually goes down. 73 our low temperature at the airport tonight. Already fairly decent thunder showers in county, and then 98 with isolated area storms tomorrow. Now coming up, I'll have your exclusive 9-day forecast. We'll talk about one triple-digit day, a lot of heat. When do the storms come back? You stay with KTSM 9 News. I'm Robert Bettis, and you're watching KTSM 9 News, putting local.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, with students back in school, right, nutrition is at the top of mind for a lot of parents, especially if they do eat on campus. But at Tippin Elementary, the cafeteria staff cares about your child as much as you do. That's why KTSM stopped by their cafeteria to learn more about how they keep your kiddos healthy.
Hi, my name is Kristi and I am the manager here at Tippin Cafeteria. Come with me and I can show you around. This area is the most important part, I would say, because this is where we do the main dishes of the menu. We only have one lady in charge of it, but of course, if she needs help, she has a whole team. She and I have to have a lot of communication, and of course, the quality is the main point, so she has a very important job. This right here is our area prepping. This is where we do our fruit, our vegetable. These are my awesome ladies. We're doing a dippers. We provide vegetables almost every day, 2-3 times a week.
So here in the food department, we do follow USDA guidelines that are provided to us, and they're pretty strict guidelines. They talk about restricting sugars, they restrict the sodium, the calories that we are allowed to give the students. We as registered dietitians make sure we're implementing all that into our school foods.
The more nutritious someone eats, well, like the more the brain works and develops. And that's what we strive for, you know, student success and for kids to learn and be someone in life.
Oh man, well, big shout out to everyone who works in the cafeteria at every single school here in El Paso. Thank you so much for your hard work. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome back, everyone, to KTSM 9 Plus, our digital newscast. I'm Monica Cortez. We want to take another live look outside using our tower camera. This is what it's looking like. I haven't been able to peek my head outside of our studio doors, but I can hear the thunder. You can kind of see a little bit of rain out in the background from those storms. Big question is, Robert, are we in for another potential flooding for the Sun City?
We already have it, Monica. A flood warning has been posted for the west side until 6:15. Thunder showers at the airport right now. Strong storms approaching horizon. It's hopping this afternoon, so we want everybody careful. Drive in monsoon mode. Please don't drive into those flooded roadways. 92 at the airport right now. Dew point at 57. Very juicy. We knew today we'd have potentially strong thunder showers, and certainly those storms coming to fruition. Right along I-10 in the southern portion of Hudspeth County, many storms, but of course we'll put our focus where the flood warning is. So right along I-10 here, just a little bit to the east on your way down into the upper valley right near Santa Teresa. That is a flood warning, meaning that already streets are reporting flooding conditions there, so drive very, very carefully and don't drive into a flooded roadway. Horizon City will put you on alert because you've got a very strong storm that's now moving into town right near the golf course and surrounding areas. And then of course these orange and red areas that you see here, that means rain rates of between 1/4 of an inch and 1 inch of rain per hour, which can quickly flood streets and arroyos. Now we're going to be in a very different situation tomorrow. We will have a chance of isolated hit or miss storms, but the rain chances actually start to go way down. Thursday dry, Friday dry. I'm going to have your detailed forecast coming up in just a little bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Now we turn over to new details coming in from the Sun Metro fire that killed 2 people earlier this year. Now we know the cause of it, and it was caused by a gas cylinder that was punctured after a bus had fallen off a hydraulic lift. This is all according to a report from the El Paso Fire Marshal's office. Now the report says the cylinder, composed of compressed natural gas, was punctured by an adjacent control panel for a hydraulic lift after a Sun Metro bus fell off of it. This resulted in an uncontrollable release of flammable gas. Now, as you may remember, the fire and explosion killed 2 people and injured 6 others in February at the Sun Metro Transit Operations Center on Montana Avenue. According to the report, the fire was classified as unintentional and the case has now been closed. Well, turning now to the new fallout in that ongoing redistricting battle in Texas. Democratic lawmakers have returned after fleeing the state in order to avoid voting on a Republican plan that could dramatically impact the balance of power in Congress. NBC's Ryan Chandler joins us now from the Texas state capitol.
The standoff in the Lone Star State may be over, but the showdown over Congress has just begun. Texas Democratic lawmakers returning to Austin to cheers and consequences.
The doorkeeper will lock the doors.
Ending their quorum break, but not escaping law enforcement. Republican leaders barring the Democrats from leaving the chamber without a police escort. State agents seen in plain clothes walking lawmakers around the Capitol, a sign to watch them around the clock.
That's not American. There's nothing about this that is normal or constitutional.
The Texas House Speaker's office tells us the escorts are in accordance with House rules authorizing leadership to compel attendance. But one Democrat refusing to comply, sitting at her desk on the House floor in protest.
You're right inside these doors, but we can't get to each other because you say you're not free to leave.
Now they're showing that they have power over us, and that's why they're using the force of law enforcement.
Republicans wasting no time, passing the new congressional maps out of committee Monday night, setting them on a fast track to passage.
It's not that all my hypocritical, dishonest Democrat colleagues around here have any problem whatsoever with redrawing maps to maximize partisan political advantage. They're just angry that a Republican state is finally standing up.
Meanwhile, in California, Democrats unveiling a proposal that would trigger new maps in that state, but only if Texas moves forward with its redistricting plan.
Donald Trump sparked this crisis, and we only act if Texas breaks the rules.
Overnight, Texas Governor Greg Abbott confident the redistricting plan will pass.
The 5 Republican seats that we are adding, they are going to withstand legal challenges, and those will be Republican members added to the United States Congress.
Well, from our border report, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum denies Mexican officers are teaming up with the DEA to go after cartel leader along the border in a joint effort. Take a listen.
País México, y menos el gobierno de México.
But there hasn't been a recent agreement about a particular operation with the DEA.
All comes after the Drug Enforcement Administration announced the launch of Gatekeeper, a binational collaboration to identify Mexican cartel leaders in smuggling corridors along the southwest border. Now these gatekeepers, also known as plaza bosses, direct the movement of fentanyl, cocaine, meth, and other drugs into the United States and ensure drug profits and American guns flow south into Mexico. However, President Sheinbaum says that she was not aware of such operation.
El día de ayer emitió la DEA un comunicado.
The only agreement there is with the United States that has been in the works for months and is practically ready is with the United States Department of State.
Now, according to that announcement made by the DEA, Mexican officers and DEA agents would identify joint targets, develop coordinated enforcement strategies, and strengthen the exchange of intelligence. Sheinbaum went on to say that Mexico's foreign minister would be contacting the U.S. ambassador. Well, in case you missed it, parents and advocates are once again voicing their concerns over El Paso's ISD's start to the school year. This, of course, after several cuts, including some school closures. On Mondays, Familias Unidas del Chamizal protested in front of Frederick Douglass Elementary School in central El Paso. The group says it was the same school that left a 3-year-old preschool child at the wrong school bus stop. Now, organizers add Southside Barrio schools are not functioning properly, causing security issues, safety risks, and harsh discriminatory practices that put children in danger.
We've been seeing this not only since the budget cuts where they cut bus drivers and bus aides and counselors, but we've been seeing this sort of negligence putting our children at risk for years, specifically with the most underprivileged, most marginalized, most vulnerable children.
Familias Unidas is a parent-led education advocacy group in South Central El Paso that held a public forum at the Chamizal community. We have reached out to EPISD for comment and have not heard back as of this newscast. If it feels like COVID-19 is everywhere again, you're not imagining it. The CDC says cases are on the rise across the country, and Texas is among the states leading the nation. Meredith Yomas reports on the summer wave.
With summer travel winding down, there's a new wave of COVID-19 just in time for school.
As kids go back to school, we're going to have to be very careful because COVID-19 will begin to spread.
The CDC estimates infections are growing in 24 states, including Texas, which has a positivity rate of nearly 12% compared to the national average of 8.9%. It says emergency visits for COVID are also up among people of all ages, with a noticeable increase in children under 12, though the CDC says the percentage remains low. Stephen Love is president of the DFW Hospital Council.
You know, I don't want people to panic. It's not the pandemic, but, you know, COVID-19 is going to be endemic. It's going to come back, and we're going to see it from now on.
Love says the current wave is fueled by summer travel, low vaccination rates in Texas, and the newer Stratus variant.
But I think with Stratus, it's since it's a variant and has mutated from the original, that it's going to be much more contagious.
Symptoms include sore throat, cough, fever, and headache. And while the wastewater viral activity level for COVID nationally remains low, the CDC says in Texas it's very high as COVID makes a comeback yet again.
And the CDC says hand washing, wearing a mask, and avoiding contact with an infected person are all still the best ways to prevent the spread of COVID. Well, coming up, the Amigo Air Show is back for another year in the Borderland, and we're getting a sneak peek at what's new for the show in 2025. Then all Texas El Paso Electric customers are going to receive a credit on their bills the next 3 months. And we read over your thoughts on In the Comments segment in this story. Thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+, putting local first.
I'm Isela Casas. You're watching KTSM 9 News, putting local first.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Welcome back, everyone. The Amigo Air Show is back in the Borderland for another year, celebrating armed forces and bringing the community together for a weekend of fun in the sky. Now, you may recall after a 12-year hiatus, the show returned to the Borderland last year, and we got a chance to speak with the vice president of the show on what El Pasoans can expect this October.
We're going to have the United States Air Force F-16 Viper demo team. We also have the Patriots jet team, which is a private jet team. They fly 6 jets, L-39s, and they're very capable aircraft as well. And they're all former Blue Angel or Thunderbird, Snowbird, high-end demo pilots.
Now the show kicks off October 18th and 19th, and tickets are still available. Look, they have water available.
I love it. And my friend James Lemaster, I didn't know he was the vice president of the Air Show out there. That's fantastic. Estella went last year and said it was great.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying that it was really cool. I used to go a long time ago, and it was so much fun. I loved it.
I know, and I had little kids then, but Now they're big. I'll probably still go.
Yeah,
this year.
go.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take a look outside. We've got some flooding concerns, especially on the west side right now. It's also coming down pretty good around Horizon City on the east side. Northeast side of town, and Chaparral is also starting to get pretty active over there. So everybody drive in monsoon mode. Tonight was the night we expected potentially strong thunder showers and brief heavy rainfall that could flood streets. Certainly that has come to fruition in many parts of town. We'll keep that chance of storms in late into the night tonight. But tomorrow, just isolated storms as the rain chances go down. 86 at the airport right now. Look at that dew point, 59. It's 87 in Las Cruces at this time. Very quiet in Las Cruces, just partly cloudy skies up there. Satellite radar composite. Here they are, the scattered thunder showers. Now, you know the nature of these monsoonal storms. They take on their own life about now, between now and about 8 o'clock tonight before they finally start to wrap up. But as we have seen in moments like this, these storms can crop up. They can unlock quite a bit of rainfall quickly, flooding streets, causing a dangerous situation, and then they move on. We have a flood warning that is basically here just south of Artcraft, including much of the Coronado area, west of I-10 down towards Santa Teresa into the Upper Valley. Very heavy rainfall. Now that's starting to taper off, but that flood warning lasts until 6:15 tonight. Eastern part of the county, moderate to heavy rainfall. Now the heaviest showers are to the east side of Horizon City there. In East Montana, of course, it's been raining rather aggressively for a while now, so exercise extreme caution. Right off of 54, we had one isolated cell break off and move over Chaparral. This is the second time they've had a little pulse of heavier rainfall. And for you, Las Cruces, your storm was right here, right over Oregon. That moved closer to Doña Ana, and that was pretty much out of the picture. Quiet right now. We'll keep that storm chance in for you through the evening until about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tonight. Here is your 9-hour forecast for tomorrow. A lot of sunshine. You're going to feel a drier atmosphere. We'll have a chance of isolated storms, but the threat of brief heavy rainfall really begins to go down. 9s across the board on the allergy forecast in the high range. Tonight for you, Las Cruces, 67, your low temperature with that chance of scattered thunder showers. Then tomorrow, 93 with isolated late day storms. For us tonight, 73. We've already seen quite a bit of heavy rain in the area, so drive carefully. And then tomorrow, 98 degrees. I'm downgrading it to isolated area storms in a hit or miss pattern. Now, only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. On Thursday, we've got the remnants of a high pressure zone. I think we could touch 100. If not, we'll be real close. 98 on Friday, 98 on Saturday, sunshine, and 97 for Sunday. Partly cloudy Monday, 96. And then here come those thunder showers I'm concerned about Wednesday. It's long range data, but we'll watch that for potentially strong storms. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and take you outside now using our tech stock cameras. So as you can tell, here is I-10 Reynolds, and things are moving quite nicely. Yes, there is a little bit of a backup, but nothing really to slow us down. Well, as we first told you yesterday, all Texas El Paso Electric customers are going to receive a credit on their bills the next 3 months, and this is all according to the utility company. The average residential customer will receive a credit of approximately $9.61 on their September and October bills, and about $5.42 in November. EP Electric tells us that the refund will be reflected on the fuel charge line item on customer bills, and Texas customer refunds will vary based on the rate service they are currently on. Of course, we ended up sharing this story on all of our social media accounts, and many of you guys had a lot of thoughts you wanted to share. We begin with Carlos, who writes, why? Because they have been overcharging people 110% more of what they pay on a monthly basis. Chris Price says, them trying not to get sued for overcharging us through the summer. And Kara Joy writes, been there, done that, all for just some change. And here at KTSM, of course, we do value your opinion, and we want to hear more from you. So make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Más Las Cruces.
Hi there, my name is Zach Hernandez with the City of Las Cruces Parks and Recreation Department, and I want to invite you to register and participate in our first ever Team 3v3 basketball tournament that is open to ages 13 to 17 high school students. Registrations available are for young ladies, sub-varsity and varsity levels, and also for young men. Please come by and see us here at Mearshide Recreation Center and register in person. Don't forget to bring a parent to help you fill out that waiver and the eligibility forms that are required to participate. For more information, please visit the website listed below, and we'll see you on September 13th and 14th.
Más Las Cruces.
Z-Tex Construction. Start the year right with the station that puts local first. KTSM 9.
Here's a last look at the forecast. Tonight, widely scattered thunder showers. Brief heavy rainfall is already in play across the county tonight. Tomorrow, we'll downgrade that to isolated hit or miss thunderstorms. Rain chances, yes, they're likely, but it's probably not going to cause any kind of a flooding situation as we begin to thin out on the moisture. Then we turn dry on Thursday. 100. Lots of sunshine, couple of clouds. Friday, 98 on Saturday. Hot and dry for the weekend ahead, and we'll see those thunder showers return, potentially with a vengeance by next Wednesday with a high of 95. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. All right, guys, listen up. If you live on the west side, especially the Sunland Park Drive area, we have some great news for you. So the Sunland Park Whataburger location officially reopened Today, I know, we've all been waiting for it. The company says the restaurant was due for a freshen up, and guests will notice changes such as digital menu boards, the double drive-through, and custom interior murals. And next week, the restaurant is celebrating Wada Week with daily giveaways to thank its loyal customers. And there is a free Whataburger for a year giveaway taking place August 31st, so mark your calendars with the name selected at random for Wada Week participants.
Want to play Whataburger trivia?
Sure.
What's in the combo number 4?
I was hoping you'd say 13. That's my favorite one.
Is that the chicken strips?
Yeah.
See,
What's number 4?
I know my Whataburger. 4. Come on, Monica. Spicy
McChicken. Oh, that's McDonald's. Oh, I don't know.
It's a Whataburger with cheese and jalapenos.
Oh, nice. Yes. There you go. I'm gonna try number 4.
Love me a Whataburger. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's give you a quick preview of some of the stories that we are covering today during our 5 o'clock newscast. So coming up, about 1,000 detainees are currently at Camp East Montana, the new migrant detention facility at Fort Bliss, and those numbers are expected to grow in the coming weeks. We have the latest on the new facility, and we hear from U.S. Congresswoman Veronica Escobar. Then, following yesterday's striking images of EU leaders standing with Ukraine President Zelensky at the White House, President Trump is doubling down on his peacemaker-in-chief role. What the two presidents discussed and how Trump plans to end the war. We have all those details coming up in just a few moments. That does it for me and for us here on KTSM 9+. 9 News Now with Estela Casas is up next.